Hi, I'm Dawn from the blog parkinsonsandus.com. Welcome. As a busy caregiver, I really try to take care of my health, not just with what I eat, but with my sleep and my stress levels and my physical activity. Statistics show that caregivers report feeling much more unhealthy when they take on the caregiver role. That goes for mental health, emotional, spiritual, and physical health. About 60% report feeling more depressed since they have been a caregiver. So it is very important for me to manage my stress, take care of my health as best I can. And a big part of that is what I eat and what I put in my body. So I try to prepare my foods at the beginning of the week or just stay away from a lot of the processed sugary junk food. And I'm always trying to come up with really easy, simple, healthy recipes to share with my Parkinson's and Us community. So today I thought we would make an anti-inflammatory soup recipe. And the recipe is a vegan split pea soup. So for those of you who are not fans of split pea, I get it. I wasn't always a fan, but I think you might like this recipe. It's loaded with really healthy, nutritious food, a lot of vitamins, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory properties, lots of fiber, and it's quite easy to make. And the thing that makes this soup taste so delicious is it's loaded with a lot of healthy seasonings and spices. So I ask that you give it a try, even though you may not be a fan of split peas, and let me know what you think. So let's get started. So when I'm making this soup, what I like to do is prepare all of my ingredients beforehand. So I measure everything out, I chop everything up, and I just have it ready to go with me at the stove. So you're going to chop up 3 medium celery stalks and 2 medium carrots. And when you're chopping up the vegetables, they don't have to be really small pieces because towards the end of making this recipe, we're going to blend up some of the soup. So the pieces don't have to be very, very fine. Next, we're going to dice up 2 medium Yukon potatoes or yellow potatoes. I use the yellow potatoes just because they're a little more soft and tender, but you honestly can use any potato you like, including sweet potatoes. And now I'm just dicing up 1 medium yellow onion. And I'm mincing up 3 cloves of garlic. Next, you'll want to juice 1 lemon. You may not use the entire juice of 1 lemon, but you want to have it available just in case. This is something we will put in at the end. And here I'm measuring out 1 cup of dry split green peas. And you always want to make sure to rinse your peas well before cooking with them. And now I'm going to measure out all my seasonings. This is what makes this soup so delicious. So with the seasonings, we're going to use 1 teaspoon of ground turmeric, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and last but not least, 1 bay leaf. And then once you've measured out all your seasonings and spices, you just want to stir and mix it all up together. Okay, so now I have everything measured out. We have our minced garlic We have our potatoes, we have the split green peas. I have all of the seasonings, the spices measured out here along with 1 bay leaf. We have celery, carrots, onions, and lemon juice. So the only thing we're missing is the vegetable broth. I use a low sodium vegetable broth, and I'm just gonna bring all of this over to the stove and we're gonna cook it all up. So the first thing we want to do in a large pot is you want to heat up 1/4 cup of water and add the onions to it and saute the onions until they are just about tender. Then you will add the celery and the carrots, and you'll continue to cook, adding water as needed until they too begin to get a little bit tender. And then once that's nicely combined and tender, next you'll add the minced garlic and all of your seasonings. You just want to stir that around, making sure everything is combined and being careful not to let the spices burn. And then once you've combined your seasonings, you're going to add the vegetable broth. And then you're going to add your potatoes, and then also your split green peas. Okay, so I have all of the ingredients in here with my 4 cups of vegetable broth, and it is just now starting to come to a boil. So we're gonna set it on a low simmer, on a low heat, and we're gonna let it simmer for about an hour. We wanna let the split peas get really soft and mushy, almost to like where they're flaking apart. So it is at a boil, so I'm gonna turn it down just to about a low heat. Give it one more stir. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so it's on a low simmer and we will let it sit for 1 hour. So it's been an hour and my soup is thoroughly cooked. The green peas are nice and soft. So I'm going to stir it around, remove that bay leaf, and now we're going to start blending up part of the soup. Here I'm using an immersion blender, but you can also use a regular blender if you want the soup completely creamy. I like to have a few little pieces in my soup. I don't like it completely blended up, which is why I like to use the immersion blender. And then once you have the consistency that you desire, now is the time to add the lemon juice and the nutritional yeast. So to start, I add a couple tablespoons of the lemon juice and 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. And I'll add that in and stir it around, and then I give it a taste just to see if that's the flavor I like. And if not, you can add more nutritional yeast or more lemon according to your taste. Okay, so this is all done. I used the immersion blender instead of my Vitamix just because I like to leave a few little pieces of like potato and carrot in there. So I blended up maybe about 3/4 of the soup and left 1/4 of it just kind of as is. It tastes great. I already had a little taste. It has just the perfect amount of seasoning. I am gonna let this cool, and this is what Doug and I will have tonight for dinner. So I hope you like this video, and I hope you will give this vegan split pea anti-inflammatory recipe a try. It is a very easy recipe, and like I said, it's so healthy for you. A lot of whole, real food ingredients and a lot of anti-inflammatory properties. So great for your health as a caregiver. And I will put a link down in the description box for the full printed recipe. And if you do like this video, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button or give it a thumbs up or comment below. And if you want to be part of the Parkinson's and Us community, that would be great. It is a wonderful community filled with lots of love and support, where I provide nourishing recipes, joyful living tips, and support for care partners everywhere. So until next time, bye for now.